Welcome, dear audience, to a tale that has resonated across millennia, a story of struggle, transformation, and redemption. The journey of Esau and Jacob is not merely a recounting of events from ancient times. It is a mirror reflecting the complexities of human relationships and the profound impact of our choices. Through the lens of these two brothers, we explore themes of identity, rivalry, forgiveness, and the enduring interplay between divine purpose and human action. Their lives, marked by conflict and reconciliation, invite us to reflect on our own experiences, encouraging growth, empathy, and a deeper understanding of life's complexities. This is more than a biblical narrative. It is a timeless study of human nature. Prepare to journey with us into a world where faith meets resilience and reconciliation paves the way for lasting legacies. In the ancient land of Canaan, amidst its rolling hills and rugged landscapes, the story of Esau and Jacob began. They were twin sons born to Isaac, the son of Abraham, and his wife Rebekah. Their tale, rich with emotion, choices, and consequences, was destined to reverberate through history, shaping the destinies of nations and families alike. For years, Isaac and Rebekah yearned for children, praying fervently to God for an heir. Their prayers were answered when Rebekah became pregnant, but her joy quickly turned into unease. Within her womb, she felt a fierce struggle, as if the two lives within her were already at odds. Troubled, she sought divine guidance, and the Lord's response was both cryptic and profound. Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples will be separated from within you. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. This prophecy set the stage for the turbulent relationship between the twins and their descendants. Rebekah's experience resonates deeply with themes of destiny and divine intervention. The struggle within her womb can be seen as a precursor to the conflicts that would later define her family and their legacy. It also reflects the broader idea of how our lives often carry tensions and challenges that shape us even before we are born. This prophetic revelation was not merely about two children, but about the future of two nations that would grow from their lineage, Israel and Edom. Her moment of introspection and divine consultation exemplifies the importance of seeking spiritual guidance in times of uncertainty, a lesson that echoes universally across cultures and eras. When the time came, Rebekah gave birth to her twins. The firstborn was ruddy and covered in hair, earning him the name Esau, meaning hairy. Following closely was Jacob, who emerged grasping his brother's heel, symbolizing his determined and ambitious nature. His name, meaning heel grabber or supplanter, foreshadowed the role he would play in his brother's life. This vivid imagery of Jacob grasping Esau's heel is both literal and metaphorical, illustrating his unyielding drive to overcome and surpass his elder brother. It encapsulates the tension between the two brothers from their very first moments, a motif that would define their lives. As the boys grew, their differences became strikingly apparent. Esau thrived in the outdoors, a natural hunter with a robust physique and a wild spirit. He was a man of action, driven by immediate needs and desires. His father, Isaac, admired his vigor and strength, especially enjoying the game he hunted. Esau's identity was deeply rooted in his physicality and his connection to nature. His skills as a hunter made him a provider, but they also symbolized his tendency to focus on the present rather than planning for the future. Esau's life epitomized the joys and risks of living in the moment. His love for the wilderness and his ability to navigate its dangers reflected a resilience and courage that were vital for survival in a harsh environment. Yet his strength and spontaneity often blinded him to the broader implications of his actions, a theme that resonates as a cautionary tale about the perils of impulsive decisions. Jacob, on the other hand, was contemplative and astute. Preferring the quiet life of the tents, he spent his days observing and strategizing. His close relationship with Rebekah fostered his introspective nature. She believed in his potential, seeing him as the one more suited to carry forward God's promises to their family. Jacob's life in the tents wasn't merely about domesticity, it was about preparation. He was learning the nuances of family leadership, commerce, and spiritual stewardship. Jacob's intellectual pursuits and calculated mindset positioned him as a figure of foresight and strategy. Unlike his brother, he understood that leadership required more than physical strength. It demanded vision and the ability to anticipate and navigate challenges. Rebekah's guidance not only shaped Jacob's character but also underscored the pivotal role of mentorship in shaping future leaders. This parental favoritism created a rift between the brothers, with Isaac favoring Esau for his strength and Rebekah championing Jacob for his intelligence and foresight. Such favoritism highlights the complexities of family dynamics and how differing expectations can sow seeds of discord. Isaac valued Esau's outward strength, perhaps seeing in him the qualities needed to survive in a harsh world. Rebekah, however, recognized that leadership required not just strength, but also wisdom and foresight. In those days, the birthright held profound significance. It was not merely a double portion of the inheritance, but also included spiritual leadership and the continuation of God's covenant with Abraham. As the firstborn, Esau was entitled to this sacred inheritance. However, his impulsive nature would lead to its loss. One fateful day, Esau returned from an unsuccessful hunt, exhausted and famished. The aroma of lentil stew wafting from Jacob's tent was irresistible. In his desperation, Esau pleaded for food. Seeing an opportunity, Jacob proposed to trade the stew in exchange for Esau's birthright. Without considering the gravity of his decision, Esau agreed, prioritizing his immediate hunger over his long-term blessings. This act revealed the stark differences between the brothers. Esau's impulsiveness and disregard for spiritual matters contrasted sharply with Jacob's calculated approach and understanding of legacy. For Jacob, the birthright was not just material wealth, but a sacred trust. It symbolized the future of their family's relationship with God, a responsibility Esau dismissed as unimportant in the heat of the moment. This moment also offers a timeless lesson about the dangers of short-term thinking. Esau's decision to trade his birthright for a meal underscores how immediate desires can blind us to the value of enduring commitments. In contrast, Jacob's actions, while opportunistic, demonstrate the importance of understanding and seizing opportunities that align with one's long-term goals. The incident invites reflection on how often we, like Esau, prioritize fleeting comforts over lasting values. It challenges us to evaluate our decisions through the lens of their broader implications, reminding us that every choice carries weight beyond the moment. Years later, as Isaac's health declined and his eyesight failed, he decided to bestow his blessing upon Esau. This blessing was distinct from the birthright, but equally significant, as it symbolized the father's favor and God's promises for future prosperity. Rebekah, overhearing Isaac's plan, devised a scheme to secure the blessing for Jacob. She instructed him to bring 2 young goats, which she prepared to resemble Esau's game. Dressing Jacob in Esau's clothes and covering his arms with goat skins to mimic Esau's hairy texture, she sent him to his father. Jacob approached Isaac, claiming to be Esau. Though suspicious, Isaac eventually bestowed the blessing, proclaiming, "May nations serve you and peoples bow down to you. Be lord over your brothers, and may the sons of your mother bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed." No sooner had Jacob left than Esau returned with his prepared game, ready to receive his father's blessing. Realizing the deception, Isaac trembled violently but affirmed that the blessing could not be undone. Esau's anguish was palpable as he pleaded for a blessing of his own. Isaac's words to Esau were somber. "Your dwelling will be away from the earth's richness, away from the dew of heaven above. You will live by the sword and serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke off your neck." Esau's despair quickly turned to rage. He vowed to kill Jacob once their father passed. Rebekah, fearing for Jacob's life, urged him to flee to her brother Laban's home until Esau's fury subsided. The story of Esau and Jacob is a profound exploration of human nature and the consequences of choices. Esau's impulsiveness and lack of foresight highlight the dangers of prioritizing immediate gratification over lasting values. Jacob's cunning, while effective, raises questions about the morality of his methods. The dynamics within their family further illustrate the complexities of relationships shaped by favoritism and rivalry. Isaac's love for Esau and Rebekah's partiality toward Jacob not only deepened the divide between the brothers, but also set the stage for the conflict that would define their lives. These events did not merely impact the brothers, but also shaped the destinies of their descendants. Esau's lineage became the Edomites, a powerful nation often at odds with Israel, the nation descended from Jacob. The tensions between these nations mirrored the personal struggles of their ancestors, underscoring the lasting impact of individual choices. The tale invites reflection on how our decisions echo across generations. Esau's short-sightedness and Jacob's opportunism demonstrate how moments of weakness or strategy can alter not just personal trajectories, but the destinies of entire peoples. As Jacob embarked on his journey to Laban's home, he carried with him the weight of his actions and the blessings he had sought so fervently. Meanwhile, Esau remained in Canaan, grappling with the loss of his birthright and blessing, and the fractured relationship with his brother. Their paths, though diverging, were forever intertwined, setting the stage for further trials and eventual reconciliation. The story of Esau and Jacob offers timeless wisdom for modern readers. It serves as a reminder of the importance of long-term planning over short-term gratification, the value of spiritual heritage, and the enduring consequences of our decisions. In Esau's impulsiveness, we see the dangers of undervaluing what is truly significant, while in Jacob's cunning, we are challenged to consider the ethical boundaries of ambition. Moreover, the parental favoritism that shapes the brothers' paths underscores the impact of family dynamics on personal growth and decision-making. Isaac's and Rebekah's contrasting visions for their sons reveal the complexity of human relationships and the unintended consequences of partiality. These dynamics mirror modern challenges, reminding us of the need for balance, fairness, and understanding in familial and societal roles. This narrative also invites reflection on the nature of leadership. Esau's physical prowess and Jacob's intellectual acuity represent two contrasting approaches to authority and responsibility. True leadership, as suggested by this tale, requires a synthesis of strength, wisdom, and foresight, qualities that are cultivated through experience and introspection. The depth of this story reaches beyond its historical context, compelling us to think about our own lives. Esau and Jacob embody opposing tendencies within human nature: action versus thought, the present versus the future, impulse versus planning. Their narrative encourages self-reflection, urging us to find balance between these extremes. Moreover, the story highlights how individuals are both products of their circumstances and architects of their destinies. Esau's decisions, driven by impulse, contrast with Jacob's calculated ambition, but both are influenced by the dynamics of their upbringing. This interplay between choice and environment invites us to examine the factors shaping our own lives. After Jacob fled to the land of Haran to escape Esau's wrath, his journey was marked by trials, transformations, and profound spiritual encounters. This second half of their story delves into the consequences of earlier choices, the complex dynamics of their eventual reunion, and the broader implications for their descendants. Jacob's escape to Haran was not merely a physical journey, but a transformative experience that tested and refined his character. Seeking refuge with his uncle Laban, Jacob found himself in the company of a man who shared his propensity for cunning and ambition. This relationship served as both a challenge and a mirror, reflecting Jacob's own tendencies and forcing him to confront their consequences. Upon meeting Laban, Jacob fell in love with Rachel, Laban's younger daughter. Her beauty captivated him, and he offered to work 7 years to marry her. These 7 years passed quickly because of Jacob's love for Rachel, illustrating his newfound patience and devotion. However, Laban's trickery, substituting Leah, his elder daughter, for Rachel on the wedding night, brought Jacob face to face with the pain of deception. Forced to work another 7 years to marry Rachel, Jacob's perseverance was tested, and he gained a deeper understanding of the hurt his own deceit had caused others. Laban's actions extended beyond the realm of personal betrayal. They also showcased the complexities of familial loyalty and ambition. Laban's manipulation of Jacob reflects the broader theme of how power dynamics within families can breed both opportunity and conflict. Through this, Jacob learned resilience and the necessity of navigating relationships with care and integrity. During his time in Haran, Jacob's household expanded. He fathered 12 sons who would become the patriarchs of the tribes of Israel. His relationships with Leah and Rachel, as well as with their maidservants Bilhah and Zilpah, were fraught with tension, jealousy, and rivalry. These familial conflicts echo the struggles of his own upbringing, underscoring the cyclical nature of human relationships and the challenges of breaking free from inherited patterns. Jacob's prosperity grew as well, thanks to his cunning approach to animal husbandry. Despite Laban's attempts to exploit him, Jacob used his knowledge and ingenuity to build significant wealth. His ability to thrive despite adversity reflects his growth into a leader who balanced shrewdness with hard work. Yet, this prosperity also raised questions about the balance between divine blessing and human effort. Was Jacob's success solely due to his skill, or was it part of God's overarching plan? The years in Haran also illustrate the difficulty of navigating complex familial relationships. Jacob's interactions with Laban, Leah, and Rachel mirrored broader themes of trust, loyalty, and ambition that extended into the relationships among Jacob's children. The jealousy and rivalry within his household hinted at future challenges, highlighting how unresolved tensions can reverberate across generations. Before departing Haran, Jacob experienced a pivotal spiritual moment at Bethel. In a dream, he saw a ladder reaching to heaven, with angels ascending and descending. God stood above the ladder and reaffirmed his covenant with Jacob, promising land, descendants, and divine protection. This vision was a turning point for Jacob, marking his recognition of God's presence and promises in his life. Jacob's response to this encounter, building an altar and vowing to dedicate a tithe of his wealth to God, signified a shift in his priorities. Where Jacob had previously relied on his cunning and resourcefulness, he now began to place greater trust in divine guidance. This moment at Bethel was not just a promise of blessings, but a call to align his actions with God's purposes. The ladder at Bethel has been interpreted as a symbol of connection between heaven and earth, emphasizing the accessibility of God to humanity. It also serves as a reminder that divine plans often unfold in ways that require human participation and faith. Jacob's acceptance of this covenant marked the beginning of his transformation from a self-reliant schemer to a servant of God's will. The spiritual significance of Bethel is further underscored by Jacob's vow. His promise to dedicate a portion of his wealth to God reflected his growing understanding of stewardship and gratitude. It signaled a shift from a mindset of acquisition to one of responsibility, laying the groundwork for his role as the patriarch of a covenant people. As Jacob prepared to return to Canaan, the shadow of his conflict with Esau loomed large. Despite the years that had passed, Jacob's fear of Esau's vengeance remained vivid. To prepare for their meeting, Jacob sent messengers ahead with lavish gifts. hoping to appease his brother. The report that Esau was approaching with 400 men heightened Jacob's anxiety, prompting him to divide his camp and plead fervently with God for protection. Jacob's prayer revealed his evolving character. He acknowledged his unworthiness of divine blessings and placed his trust in God's promises. This moment of vulnerability contrasted sharply with the younger Jacob, who had relied on manipulation to secure his future. Here, Jacob demonstrated humility and faith, recognizing that true reconciliation required divine intervention. Jacob's strategic preparations also reflected his growth. While he trusted in God, he also took practical steps to protect his family and assets. This balance of faith and action serves as a powerful lesson on navigating uncertainty, trusting in divine guidance while taking responsibility for one's circumstances. On the eve of his reunion with Esau, Jacob experienced one of the most mysterious and profound events in his life. He wrestled with a figure often interpreted as an angel or a manifestation of God. This struggle continued through the night, symbolizing Jacob's internal battle with his past and his desire for a new identity. When the figure declared that Jacob had prevailed, he was renamed Israel, meaning he who struggles with God. This new name signified Jacob's transformation from a man defined by cunning to one marked by perseverance and faith. The limp Jacob bore afterward served as a lasting reminder of this encounter, symbolizing both the cost of his struggles and the blessings they brought. This wrestling match invites reflection on the nature of transformation. It highlights the necessity of confronting one's past and embracing vulnerability as a pathway to growth. Jacob's persistence, even in the face of pain, underscores the value of resilience and the rewards of seeking God's blessing through honest struggle. The implications of this event extend beyond Jacob's personal journey. His new name, Israel, became the identity of his descendants, signifying their role as a people shaped by both struggle and divine guidance. This duality, struggle and blessing, remains a defining characteristic of Israel's history and faith. The long-anticipated meeting between Jacob and Esau was fraught with tension and uncertainty. As Esau approached with his men, Jacob humbled himself, bowing 7 times to signify submission and repentance. This act reflected Jacob's acknowledgement of his past wrongs and his willingness to seek forgiveness. To Jacob's surprise, Esau ran to meet him, embracing and kissing him. The brothers wept together, their tears washing away years of resentment and pain. This moment of reconciliation demonstrated the transformative power of forgiveness and the possibility of healing even the deepest wounds. Esau's generosity in declining Jacob's gifts further emphasized his growth. Despite losing the birthright and blessing, Esau had built a prosperous life in Seir. His willingness to reconcile highlighted his maturity and his ability to find fulfillment outside the covenant's framework. Although their reunion was marked by forgiveness, Jacob and Esau ultimately chose separate paths. Jacob settled in Canaan, fulfilling his role as the bearer of God's covenant, while Esau established himself in Seir, becoming the progenitor of the Edomites. This geographical and cultural separation reflected their distinct destinies, as foretold in Rebekah's prophecy. The divergence of their lineages also illustrates the broader theme of individual choices shaping communal identities. Jacob's descendants would form the nation of Israel, inheriting the covenant and its responsibilities. In contrast, Esau's lineage developed into a neighboring nation, often at odds with Israel. This enduring tension underscores how personal conflicts can ripple through generations. The story of Esau and Jacob transcends their personal conflict, offering profound lessons on leadership, reconciliation, and legacy. Esau's impulsive decisions and Jacob's manipulative tendencies serve as cautionary tales, while their eventual reconciliation highlights the potential for growth and healing. Esau's narrative, often overshadowed by Jacob's prominence, reveals a journey of resilience and adaptability. Despite his losses, Esau carved out a legacy as the founder of a powerful nation. His ability to forgive Jacob and find contentment outside the covenant demonstrates a strength of character that is often overlooked. Jacob's transformation from a cunning supplanter to a spiritual leader underscores the importance of humility and faith. His encounters with God at Bethel and Peniel were pivotal moments of growth, shaping him into a patriarch who embraced responsibility and sought divine guidance. The trials Jacob faced, from Laban's deception to his wrestling match, illustrate the refining nature of adversity in shaping character. The narrative of Esau and Jacob invites reflection on universal themes of identity, choice, and reconciliation. It challenges readers to consider the long-term consequences of their actions and the value of seeking forgiveness and restoration. Their story illustrates that even the deepest divisions can be healed through humility, perseverance, and grace. Furthermore, the interplay between divine providence and human agency in their story offers a profound lens for understanding life's complexities. While Esau and Jacob's choices shaped their destinies, their lives were also guided by God's covenantal promises. This duality emphasizes the importance of balancing personal responsibility with trust in a higher plan. The broader significance of the Esau and Jacob narrative extends beyond their familial struggles. Their lives have become emblematic of opposing forces: impulse versus strategy, immediate gratification versus long-term vision, and human frailty versus divine grace. These themes resonate deeply with universal human experiences. Jacob's wrestling with God at Peniel, for instance, has been interpreted as a metaphor for spiritual growth. It reflects the challenges individuals face when striving for self-improvement and alignment with higher purposes. Similarly, Esau's reconciliation with Jacob serves as a powerful reminder that forgiveness can free individuals from the burden of past grievances, paving the way for new beginnings. While Jacob's lineage inherited the covenant promises of God, Esau's descendants carved out a different kind of legacy. The Edomites, though often in conflict with Israel, contributed to the rich tapestry of nations in the biblical narrative. Their story invites reflection on how greatness is not confined to one path or promise, but can emerge in diverse and unexpected ways. Esau's ability to thrive despite his losses is a testament to human resilience. His legacy challenges the notion that blessings and success are singularly defined, showing instead that meaning and purpose can be found in forging new paths. His story underscores the idea that reconciliation and contentment are attainable even outside traditional frameworks of privilege and inheritance. As the story of Esau and Jacob concludes, it leaves a legacy of redemption and reconciliation. Their journey from rivalry to forgiveness serves as a powerful testament to the transformative power of grace and resilience. The lessons embedded in their lives continue to inspire, reminding us that even in the face of profound conflict, there is always the possibility of healing and hope. Their descendants' paths may have diverged, but the enduring impact of their choices and reconciliation continues to resonate across generations. What are your thoughts on this incredible journey? We invite you to share your reflections in the comments below. Have these timeless lessons inspired you to view conflict and reconciliation differently in your own life? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future stories that explore the wisdom of the ages. Your support helps us continue to bring these meaningful narratives to life. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to exploring more tales of faith, courage, and redemption with you.